Good. So before we even start, can you read the poem?
Yes.
Let's hear it.
Deep calm reigns on the water, without motion rests to sea. And troubled sees the boatman, smooth surface rounds about. No air from no side, deathly calm dreadful. And the enormous expanse stirs no wave itself.
Great. So, does anyone know who Fischer Dieskau is? Fischer Dieskau? This guy. He's one of my idols. He's one of the people, he's like, yeah. Do you have an idol? Who's your idol?
Like Teresa Berganza a lot.
Who's that?
She's just an opera singer.
Oh, Teresa Berganza.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
excuse me. Yes. Teresa Berganza. Okay, great. So you're a mentor.
Yes.
Okay, great. Dieskau is like the go-to guy for leader singing. So does everyone have Spotify? Because it's the most amazing innovation in the world. You can have every song you want at your fingertips. I find it fascinating. It's probably killing the music industry, but for now it's great. You can find every recording that Dieskau ever did on there. I just want to read what he wrote a whole thing about Schubert songs. One of the most remarkable is Meeres Stille. No other composer has ever managed to picture a windless, oppressive seascape with such convincing, yet obvious means. The graphic imagery of the uncertain broken chords, the gentle, almost apprehensive modulations, blend with the text to make a perfect unity. The score of the song looks like a drawing with the vertical arpeggi illustrating Todesstille fürchterlich, a fearful, deathly silence, and absolute immobility. At in der ungeheuren Weite, in the enormous expanse, the heart of the poem, harmonic daring, goes as far as it has ever gone before. Schubert composed this marvelous song at about the same time as Beethoven's choral setting. The poem is from Goethe's collection of epigrams and has a pendant in the lively Glücklich Fahrt. So, Dieskau thinks a lot of this song. So let's do him proud right now.
Tiefer Stille, echt im Wasser, ohne Leben, ruht das Meer. Und bekimmet sitzt der Schiffe, glatte Fläche, ringsumher. Keine Luft von keiner Seite, tote Stille, fichterlich. In der ungeheuren Weite reget keine Welle sich.
Beautiful. How did it feel?
Good.
It felt good?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's such a neat song. Such a neat song. Hard to sing though, and it seems awfully simple, but it's actually very, there's so much sostenuto, so much sustained singing that's happening. The very first word, without looking, what's it mean?
Deep.
Deep. And you have this beautiful, even your speaking voice has this like beautiful sort of deep quality to it. So you're really allowing all of that space to really color that word, right? So It is sehr langsam. It's nice and slow. We don't want it to be too slow that we sort of lose the what's a good word? Like the prosody, like the way that the text is moving, right? So let's just go from tiefer, and we're just going to stop as we go. Good, beautiful, really good. What does ohne mean? Without. Regung, what's Regung?
Without motion.
Without motion, ruht das Meer.
Rest to see.
Yes, so the whole sea is just as calm as it. There's no motion. And you, what is your character here?
Boatman.
A boatman, like a sailor, right? So let me tell you, if you are a sailor on a sailboat and you're looking out and there's no wind and there's no motion in the ocean, there's nothing happening. What does that inspire in you? A fear. Yeah, because you're not getting back to shore, right? You're out to sea. There's no help here. So I think that there should be a certain amount of urgency that needs to be communicated, and I think it should be communicated in the vowel, in the vibration of your voice. I would roll your shoulders back. You have a tendency to be a little bit sort of collapsed here. You're a boatman. I think a boatman stands up, right? Mm-hmm. So on tiefe Stille again, and we'll stop as we go. Sorry. Good. What's Stille?
That's still.
Still. Stille. Stille. So anticipate that consonant, okay? Tiefe Stille, go.
Tiefe Stille, echt im Wasser, ohne Regung, ruht das Meer.
Good, and then root. So we're talking about this motionless sea, right? So maybe slow down those grace notes there, that ornament that we have there, to really sort of illustrate this still sea. Okay, from ohne Regung. Stop there. Good. Fläche, not Fläche. Good. So from uns bekümmert, tell me what that means.
Uns bekümmert means, and troubled sees the boatman, smooth surface runs about.
Good. What do you think that what is that? Are we in the same key? What is that D? Yeah, we are. Yeah. What is that about?
Well, it's right on boatman, so I feel like that's trying to emphasize, kind of like maybe like who I am.
To me, there's so much tension in that note.
Yeah.
Because why? What is that whole phrase? Tell me that phrase.
And troubled sees the boatman, smooth surface rounds about.
Great, and I think that trouble that he's feeling is right on Schiffer.
Okay.
So, und bekümmert sieht der Schiffer. So really singing into that deep, really singing through it. So from und bekümmert. What is that, an F?
F, sorry.
That's it, an F.
That's C. I'm on the wrong string. My bad.
You're fine, you're fine. Oh no. Okay.
Good. Ready? And.
Und bekümmert sitzt der Schiffer.
I love that.
Okay.
Do you all love that? I love that. So now if we could really sort of like marry that to what it is that we're saying about this boatman, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's agony, it's terrifying, it's fear, he's standing on this boat and he's looking out in front of him and he's saying, Mother, I'm stuck. and there's no way back. And of course, if we're dealing with this sort of Goethe and this sort of poetry and things, of course there's a bigger meaning. Are we really talking about a boatman? Probably not. Are we really talking about being on a motionless sea? Probably not. There are so many things in our life that we feel that way, right? So another job of ours as being creative people, as being artists, is to maybe, yes, this song is about being a boatman, being lost at sea, but it's probably about something else. I forget what it's like to be 17. But I'm sure that there's something in your life. It could be looking at colleges. It could be looking out in front of you and seeing this vast expanse of stuff in front of you. And what is your next step? And the fear that's associated with that. Maybe there's not fear of that at all for you, but there's something in your life that you have to be able to relate that to. And just as much as we spend time in a practice room and working on our voices and things, we also have to spend just as much time sort of living and thinking and being artistic and being poetic. I remember I was in a Masterclass. Does everyone know who Thomas Hampson is? Yeah, Thomas Hampson, a really wonderful baritone. He was my idol. I got a lot of work until I was about 25 doing my best Thomas Hampson impersonation. He's great. He's wonderful. But I was in a Masterclass with him in grad school. And we were working, and he pulled me aside. We were doing something. I was doing Eine Eoshafe of Wolf. And he asked me a question, so why did you pick this song? And my response was something like, oh, well, I really like Wolf, and, I think I like his harmonic stuff that he does, and, it's really, it fit my voice really well, so I thought this would be great to present. And okay. We finished the stuff, and after we finished, we got some work done. He pulled me aside, and away from everyone, and he said, I get you. I know what you're doing. But I have to tell you, no one is interested in someone who happens to sing classical music. They're only interested in artists. They're only interested in people who have something to say. Otherwise. And then I, of course, left and bawled my eyes on the bathroom. Like, Thomas Hampson hates me. But it was bigger than that, because it's not really about our voices. It's not really about that. It's about something bigger than us. It's about this work of art, this would we call this a masterpiece? Probably not a masterpiece, but it's something that Franz Schubert had his hands on and is sort of giving us this roadmap to create a beautiful piece of art. And for all of us, if there's one thing you can maybe take away